Neapolitan pizza. Neapolitan pizza is the original pizza, born in Naples, Italy in the late 18th century. Neapolitan pizza must be cooked at exactly 905 degrees Fahrenheit for no more than 90 seconds, which is why traditional pizzerias use wood-fired brick ovens that have been burning continuously for decades. The dough is made from just 4 ingredients: highly refined Italian type 0 or 00 wheat flour, yeast, salt, and water. After rising for 8 to 24 hours, the dough is hand-stretched to no more than 3 millimeters in the center. The classic margherita uses San Marzano tomatoes grown in volcanic soil near Mount Vesuvius, fresh mozzarella di bufala, fresh basil, and extra virgin olive oil. The extremely high heat creates the signature leopard-spotted char on the puffy cornicione edge while keeping the center soft and slightly wet. New York-style pizza. New York-style pizza emerged in the early 1900s when Italian immigrants adapted Neapolitan pizza to American ingredients. The dough uses high-gluten bread flour with added sugar and oil, creating a chewier, sturdier base. It bakes at 500 to 550 degrees Fahrenheit in gas deck ovens for 15 to 20 minutes, creating a crust that's crispy on the bottom, but pliable enough to fold in half lengthwise. Low-moisture mozzarella is used because it melts evenly without making the pizza soggy. The pizza is typically sold by the slice, wide enough that a single slice requires the famous New York fold to prevent the tip from drooping. Chicago deep dish pizza. Chicago deep dish pizza was invented in 1943 at Pizzeria Uno. This style reverses the traditional pizza layering system entirely. The dough contains cornmeal and is pressed up the sides of a 2 to 3 inch deep steel pan. Deep dish places sliced mozzarella directly on the dough, followed by meats and vegetables. The tomato sauce goes on last, on top of everything, preventing the cheese from burning during the 30 to 45-minute baking time. This inverted structure exists because the thick cheese would burn if exposed directly to heat for that long. The final product is eaten with a fork and knife. Detroit-style pizza. Detroit-style pizza was created in 1946 at Buddy's Rendezvous by Gus Guerra, who used blue steel automotive parts trays from local factories as baking pans. Wisconsin brick cheese, not mozzarella, is the defining characteristic, spread to the edges where it caramelizes against the hot steel, creating a crispy, lacy, golden brown frico crust along all 4 sides. The sauce is added in thick racing stripes on top after baking, not before, preventing the thick base from becoming soggy. The rectangular shape means corner pieces have 2 edges of caramelized cheese crust. Sicilian pizza. Sicilian pizza dates back to the 19th century in Palermo. Traditional sfincione is topped with onions, tomatoes, anchovies, and breadcrumbs mixed with olive oil instead of cheese, because Sicily was historically too poor for cheese to be widely available. The breadcrumbs toast during baking, adding texture. American Sicilian pizza uses low-moisture mozzarella and sweeter, thicker tomato sauce, but maintains the rectangular shape and thick base. The crust is typically 1 to 1.5 inches thick with a nearly fried bottom from high oil content. Roman pizza. Pizza al taglio. Pizza al taglio, meaning pizza by the cut, is sold by weight from large rectangular pans in bakeries throughout Rome. The dough has extremely high hydration, sometimes 80% water to flour, creating large air pockets and a light, crispy, chewy texture. It's stretched into rectangular trays up to 1 meter long. Customers point to which section they want, specifying the size in grams or euros worth, and the baker cuts the portion with scissors. Toppings often include potato slices, zucchini flowers, mortadella, or prosciutto added after baking. Greek pizza. Greek pizza is an American creation from New England in the 1950s and 60s, made by Greek immigrants. Despite the name, this style doesn't exist in Greece. The dough is thick, chewy, and heavily oiled, baked in shallow pans generously coated with oil. This creates a nearly fried bottom crust that's golden and crispy. Instead of traditional mozzarella, Greek pizza often uses a blend that includes sharp white cheddar. The oil pan method creates a texture where the underside is crispy and dark golden, while the interior remains soft and chewy. California pizza emerged in the 1980s at restaurants like Spago and California Pizza Kitchen. This style is defined by toppings that break from Italian-American tradition, using fresh, local, seasonal ingredients and unconventional flavor combinations. Classic examples include barbecue chicken pizza with smoked Gouda, Thai chicken pizza with peanut sauce, or combinations featuring goat cheese, arugula, or smoked salmon. The pizzas often use alternative sauces, pesto, olive oil, or barbecue sauce instead of tomato sauce. Pinza Romana is an ancient Roman style revived in the early 2000s. The name comes from Latin pincere, meaning to stretch. The dough is made from wheat, soy, and rice flours with very high hydration, often 80% or more, and is cold fermented for 48 to 120 hours. The shape is oval with irregular edges. The dough is folded gently to preserve air pockets, resulting in an extremely light, airy interior with a crispy exterior. The fermentation creates a subtle sourdough-like tang. The crust is cloud-like inside with large, irregular holes. Flammkuchen, also called tarte flambée, comes from the Alsace region of France and Germany. The dough is rolled extremely thin, creating a crispy, cracker-like base. Instead of tomato sauce, the base is spread with fromage blanc or crème fraîche mixed with sour cream. Traditional toppings are thinly sliced onions and lardons, thick-cut strips of bacon. The name comes from bakers using Flammkuchen to test oven temperature. It was placed in the oven while flames were still visible, and the baking time indicated whether the oven was ready for bread. Quad City style pizza comes from the Iowa-Illinois border, first created at Harris Pizza in 1956. The dough is made with malt, brewer's yeast, and sometimes beer, giving it a distinctive nutty, slightly sweet flavor. The sauce is spicy with cayenne pepper, chili flakes, and heavy fennel seed. Italian sausage is ground a second time into a paste and spread beneath the sauce rather than placed in chunks on top. After baking, the pizza is cut with scissors into long strips instead of traditional wedges, typically 2 to 3 inches wide. New Haven style pizza was developed by Italian immigrants beginning with Frank Pepe Pizzeria Napolitana in 1925. The dough is adapted to coal-fired ovens, which reach temperatures of 900 to 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit. This extreme heat creates a thin crust with an intensely charred, almost blackened bottom that tastes smoky rather than burnt. Traditional New Haven pizza comes with tomato sauce, garlic, oregano, and pecorino romano, but no mozzarella unless requested. The most iconic version is white clam pizza. Fresh little neck clams, garlic, olive oil, oregano, and grated cheese with no tomato sauce. St. Louis-style pizza emerged in the 1940s. The defining characteristic is Provel cheese, a processed cheese product made from cheddar, Swiss, and provolone, which melts into a gooey, sticky consistency with distinct tanginess. The crust is unleavened, making it extremely thin and cracker-like. The strictest traditional recipes use no yeast, relying on egg whites and cream as binders instead. The pizza is always cut into squares in a party-cut pattern, which became popular in St. Louis bars, where customers wanted small, manageable portions to eat while drinking.